I started the journey in Cartagena in the north of Colombia, and I'm hoping to get to Cape Horn, or as close as you can do on a bicycle. So it's basically the top of South America, right down to the far south tip of South America, and I'm following the spine of the Andes, more or less all the way down. And the Andes, of course, are the longest mountain chain in the world. It's the journey of my lifetime, really, the adventure of my life as well. But it's not just a personal adventure. I think of it as adventure plus. And throughout the whole journey, I'm exploring biodiversity, what it is, why it matters, what's happening to it, and above all, what can and is being done to protect it. So I'm visiting all sorts of people and projects en route, and these are people that are working in various different ways to protect habitat and species, trying to figure out what the solutions are and what we can learn from this back in Europe. When I meet Peruvians and they ask me what I'm doing, most of them think it's really crazy. Especially the aspect of travelling alone as a woman, and the fact that I'm here without a partner or children, or they find that really strange. And I think the idea that I've got here from Colombia, Cartagena, which is now 3,800 miles away, that's sort of beyond people's comprehension sometimes, I think. The idea that I've cycled here on my own 3,800 miles on that bike. And so if we take this slightly scruffy looking now oat field, underneath here there'll be millions, like literally millions and millions of different kind of very, very small creatures doing all sorts of work, breaking down the leaves, making the soil fertile, recycling the nutrients in the soil. And I think what we tend to forget when we think about biodiversity is 99% of life on Earth, maybe even 99.5% of life on Earth, gets its energy, gets its food from the sun. But the only living things that can access sun's energy directly are plants or seaweeds with chlorophyll. And for the green things to grow, to access that sun's energy to produce carbohydrate that we can then eat, we need the critical mini-flora, the millions of different kinds of creatures that are breaking down the soil and giving us soil fertility and allowing plants to grow. Just having a quick water break and a back stretch and a sit in the sun. I always think it's such a dilemma. It's such an easy way just to be happy if you're really appreciative of water and an oat bar. You don't need a lot in life to be happy. But in normal life, it's difficult to hang on to that basic appreciation. This is one of the things I love about cycling. It's just, you realise you don't need a lot of stuff to be happy. Although obviously I've got quite a lot of stuff. Yes. This is perhaps the best beer I've ever tasted. I'm feeling really excited because We saw, initially it was just us, and then we saw a group of 3 and a group of 6 or 7, I think. And we were all paying 30 soles each to go and look at the birds. I've heard that there is gold in this area and that there's been a proposal to mine for gold. And this is something that Peru really needs, is an alternative income stream other than mining, especially somewhere like this, which is such an environmentally sensitive area. And with birds like condor. So I feel really positive. This is just beginning, this particular condor site, and we're already seeing numbers of people going and a half decent amount of money coming in. As you can see, there's a tiny village here, so there's a lot of scope, I think, for developing hopefully low impact ecotourism as an alternative in Peru to the mining industry, and really needed. Very chuffed because I've just this minute reached 4,000 miles on this journey. On the busier section of the road now, so there's going to be more traffic between here and Cusco. So in terms of biodiversity, the critical mini-fauna are every bit as important as the charismatic megafauna. And that diversity also gives ecosystem resilience. So when a shock comes along, like climate change, the more diverse an ecosystem is, the more chance it's got of being able to adapt and respond and cope with a shock. So diversity in terms of species is really key, and that's one of the reasons why losing biodiversity is so important. We need ecosystems. We live in ecosystems. We utterly depend on ecosystems, and ecosystems are made of biodiversity. Biodiversity is life.